One of the most anticipated games of the year has had one of the most lukewarm first 24-hour receptions that I've seen, and I'm kind of shocked about this. You see, I actually look at a lot of games to kind of figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to do through the lens of a lot of my friends who play a lot more games than I do and who have followed franchises for a lot longer than I have. I took a break from gaming for quite a long time because, well, I've had 4 kids and I just couldn't afford games for a long time, so I was kind of out of the loop for a while. But Doom: The Dark Ages has had a 24-hour peak on Steam of only 30,000 concurrent players. And that's interesting. And before people get down and they say, but it's on Game Pass, it's totally doing well on okay, yes. Obviously, it's on Game Pass. However, if it does well in one place, we know it's doing well in other places. And what's kind of concerning about Doom is that with this being a long-running franchise, a lot of people loving the game, my question is the game falling off? Again, I have no skin in the game in this at all. I haven't played it one way or the other. I just find the story really interesting, and I'd really love to hear from people who are Doom players down in the comments talking about why you think the 24-hour launch of this was so low on Steam. I mean, again, if it does well on one platform, we can assume it's going to do well on the other platforms. So to hear it's on Game Pass, so it must be doing well over there. Well, I'd love to see the numbers of that. Does Microsoft release those numbers? Probably not. So I can only go off the numbers that I'm seeing. However, I did pull up an article over from Tech for Gamers, and this is more of just kind of a breakdown of what's happening. But let's get over to this and then let's talk about it more. So over here, Doom: The Dark Ages launches to 30K concurrent players and very positive reviews on Steam. That's the other part of this as well, is it's launching to positive reviews. Let's do this actually. All right, there we go. Sorry, this screen, I can blow up the lettering a lot better and nothing's hiding it. So Doom: The Dark Ages has finally arrived on all platforms, and the Doom Slayer is back with all the chaos and destructive gameplay. This time, it is set in the medieval world years before the events of Doom 2016. On Steam, Doom: The Dark Ages has opened to 30K concurrent players, which is quite underwhelming based on the franchise's size. We've recently seen bigger openings for newer game titles like Clair Obscur, which is also on Game Pass. See, he's making this argument as well. Why it matters. The title has some huge shoes to fill considering how great Doom Eternal was. However, despite reviews being quite decent, yeah, this thing got like an 80%, 84% review score. We'll pull up Steam here in just a minute and check that out. But it isn't garnering too many players at the moment, which is weird for a 24-hour release. And again, friends of mine have been excited about this. So to kind of grab the litmus test, I kind of like, okay, what's the online world saying? What are people that I actually know saying, right? Like kind of like the touch grass thing. It's like, well, okay, call my friends, you know, let's get a real take. Is this just online banter? What's going on? I thought this was a very highly anticipated title, and I was assuming that we were going to see a lot larger numbers across all platforms. Okay. It's been almost a day since the release, and while the reviews on Steam are very positive, the number of players isn't. The game hasn't launched on a weekend, so we can expect the player count to get a boost by then. And that is true. But this is a well-known title, and being that it's a well-known title, and I'm wondering, is it going to get the same boost that like Clair Obscur did? Is it not? Like, we definitely have to see what the first weekend holds. Like and to be honest, it's kind of a beloved franchise. A lot of people love it, and I know id Software has been working on this, and they say that they've done a lot of stuff to the mechanics. Hopefully, I mean, if it's getting review scores like that, it's kind of one of those like, well, although AAA gaming is in a bad spot, we should still also praise it when it does a good job, right? Like, praise where praise is due. But it seems like is the interest level lower for Doom? Is it not there? Has it been a dying franchise for a long time? I mean, obviously there are fans of it. I want to hear from you, please. If you're a Doom fan, please explain this to me. Tell me why you think that there's a lower count in the first 24 hours. And I do hope that over the weekend, we're going to start seeing higher numbers because, again, good review scores is a good review score. I don't need to be interested in the title for other people to be interested in it. But I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at. So for context, Doom 2016 launched with 32,000 concurrent players, which later climbed to 44K. Doom Eternal was a huge success, hitting over 100K. Therefore, the Dark Ages numbers are notably underwhelming compared to that. That's what's so weird. Doom Eternal hits over 100K, and if we don't hit over 100K, is it fair to say that a lot of people didn't have interest in returning to the franchise? There's a lot of questions here. Nonetheless, Oblivion Remastered and Clair Obscur recently proved that Game Pass doesn't matter if people are interested in the game. In fact, on my Clair Obscur video, I got comments saying that they were playing it on Game Pass, but they loved it so much they wanted to help the developers even more, so they were purchasing the game they were spending the extra $50 on the game on another platform to support the creators. So that was kind of wild. Okay. The latter recorded over 100 current CCU on Steam. I don't know what CCU stands for. I'm retarded. Please tell me in the comments what that means. And sold over 2 million copies in just a few days. Yeah, Clair Obscur did a very good job. I'm still playing it now, going through it. I'm still when I'm done with this video and it's uploaded to YouTube, I'm playing Expedition 33. That's what I'm planning to do on this Friday night. Fans have called the title for unrealistic system requirements because of mandatory RTGI. Most say the upgrade doesn't justify the inflated requirements over Doom Eternal. Let's see what numbers the game can push by the weekend. And I think that that's very fair. What are your thoughts on Doom the Dark Ages? Go to the Tech for Gamers forum. I like this. Abdullah Wasim wrote this on Tech for Gamers. I kind of like Tech for Gamers. They're kind of like a right down the middle. They're right down the middle. They just kind of, hey, this is what we're seeing, and I'm liking what I'm seeing over on Tech for Gamers, so I'm probably going to start using more of their stuff as resources. But this is really interesting to me because Doom the Dark Ages came out, like I said, within the last 24 hours, yesterday, Thursday, and I figured we were going to see pretty high player counts. I actually know some people who already pre-ordered it who are getting ready to play it. Now, I convinced a friend of mine who bought Doom. I was like, hey, you're waiting for Doom. You haven't got your pre-order yet. Play Expedition 33. He's totally enthralled it. He hasn't finished Act 1 yet. It's killing me. I need him to finish Act 1. I'm halfway through Act 2. But again, for all of the fanfare around Doom that I have seen on the internet, is the real world fanfare not there for this title anymore? I mean, the fact of the matter is, Doom was a genre-defining game back when it came out. It defined a genre. Without Doom, you don't get Halo, right? You're not going to get things that are similar to Call of Duty. The Doom, like, again, everybody used to call stuff Doom clones. Now they're just first-person shooters or first-person shooter action games or first-person action shooter games with... the subgenre stuff bothers me, but Doom was a trendsetter. It was at a time when video games were really defining multiple different genres and different play styles that we could get into. And that's kind of one of those things. It's really sad to see when a genre definer like that kind of goes down. It's like, obviously the day when, The Legend of Zelda loses its popular appeal, which God forbid that day comes, but that's going to be a sad day in gaming because, again, that's one of those genre defining games. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you don't have Dark Souls without The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Everybody says, oh, it's a Souls-like, you got to dodge roll and time your attacks, and God, that's a Souls-like. I mean, I think we should call them a Zelda-like, personally, but I was there. What did the Lions say? I was there when the old magics were written. Don't quote them to me. I don't know. I'm a redneck. I drink beer. I don't know the quote. But, again, this is something that's really interesting to see, and I'm wondering why player counts aren't turning out. But let's go over here to SteamDB, and I'm going to refresh the page before I pull it up, because I really want to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so over here on SteamDB, right now we're seeing a concurrent player count for Doom the Dark Ages. I'll scroll up just so everybody can see. Look at that, 84. An 84 review score out of 9,000 reviews. That's a good review score. So is word of mouth going to pass through the community the way that word of mouth passed for like Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Is that going to carry this? I mean, id Software, obviously Bethesda. are we going to see numbers increase, or are we going to see that, are they going to break 100K over the weekend, right? Or is Doom a franchise that has just kind of lived on long enough that it's time to kind of take it out to pasture? Or where just it's like, okay, well, we've seen Doom before, we've seen some of the worst, we've seen some of the best, we've seen some of the iconic, and it's just like, well, what more is there to give? Do you guys think that Doom is going to die off? Is Doom going to die off? Do you guys think that Doom is just, we just got to wait. We just got to wait a week and bam, it's going to explode. It's going to blow up everywhere. Because again, if it's doing well in one area, we know it's doing well in another area. And that's kind of the litmus test here. I really wish these other consoles would release their numbers. That would be very helpful for conversations like this. And this is definitely a head scratcher for me because I figured Doom was going to have an opening day of at least like 50 to 75,000, if not 100. We'll see what the first weekend is. I figured that, you know, Doom the Dark Ages was probably going to reach over 100K for its opening weekend, but at least on Steam, but we have yet to see. And again, I don't think that the argument for, well, it's on Game Pass, so everybody's going over that. I don't have Game Pass. I won't go play on Game Pass, right? And I would imagine that there are a lot of people out there who Steam, that's their method. That's what they want to play. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people out there who they've got a computer. Why do they need an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever? I mean, especially with the prices that they are now. And one thing, actually, I kind of brought this up in my Discord earlier. I mentioned, hey, why are the low player numbers out of there? Or why are the low player numbers being reported on this and out there for Doom the Dark Ages? And somebody was like, yeah, we're all kind of broke now. And I mean, that could be a fair point. You know, we've had some bangers released lately. Oblivion, Clair Obscur, people are buying those. Is it just that prices of games are getting too high? The economy's still in a tight spot. People can't afford another game within the same month or month and a half of some other games. Let me know. I'm genuinely shocked. I thought I was going to see player numbers higher than this. And this isn't even a franchise that I'm interested in, but this is just one of those this is like a tentpole franchise. It's Doom. It's Doom. It defined a genre. You don't get some of the games that we've had in the modern day or in some of the greatest games that we've ever had, Halo, without Doom. So my question to everybody is, please let me know down in the comments below, what's going on here? Do you think Doom is going to rise above? Is there stuff I'm missing? What am I missing? I need to know. You guys are, like, we're all better together when we all have a conversation down below. And I know a lot of people want to come into the comments and they want to start fights and stuff. Oh, I'm so happy to start fights. You want to start fights? Let's go. Let's have a good one. I love it. But I genuinely know, what am I missing here? What am I not seeing? And you guys in the comments, you are my best resource for that. So thank you all so much for checking out A Drink with Crazy. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel. I don't say subscribe to the channel very often because I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but sometimes I do say it, and maybe I don't need to say it. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, which will be this Sunday, where I will be reading your comments live on my Sunday live stream at 11 a.m. Central. Until next time, cheers, everybody.